The movie starts off with our main character Frank annoyed by the fact he couldn't just spin kick this speed bag in peace. All he wanted to do was twirl and kick. Nah, this man told him the colonel wanted to talk to him because he was about to head off to Hong Kong. That man was out of there. He went to visit his old master, and when he got there, he started reminiscing about his youth, getting folded by this little nigga. Yeah, he was breaking and entering, but he was putting the sword back after the other two thugs dropped it. Damn, what happened to karma? So after the father of the boy who beat his ass sliced the brim of his hopefully not meaningful hat, realized, damn, you have heart, or very slow reflexes, after he tried turning him into Ned Stark. So the father convinced Frank's parents to allow their son to get beat up by his son in the name of betterment.
Why don't you quit, Round Eye?
Not yet.
Never mind, he loves it. That's the name of the game for him. His way of learning is getting his ass beat. I tip my hat to him, but this is a long reminiscent session. We cut over to the school, and you can beat my ass but can't defend yourself? So Frank showed he was more than Billy from Stranger Things, building a friendship between the two of them. But nah, that I had to inherit that display of skills through Knuckles, like I was a part of the Jackson 5. With the kid now swimming with Nemo's mother and all his siblings, Frank had to assume all this little aspirations, no matter how kinky it got. He got strung up like he was posing for Diddy. Like, you were gonna do this to your own son? Too tough. Now he was off to Hong Kong to live his dream of attending a kumite, an illegal martial arts tournament, where we meet one of the participants, Ray Jackson, before we are led to some dark, dank looking alley. I can smell it through my screen. Wires dangling from the roof looking exactly like my setup, leading us to the setting of the Squabble Festival for the qualifying round. But the officials didn't believe Frank was a part of the old nigga clan and made him do a death touch to prove it. A smack of doom, shattering Bob the Builder's best friend.
Very good, but break not hit back.
Shut up, bitch. They asked me to do that. Do you think I go around beating up construction material for fun? I like my palms supple. So we cut away from the Squabble HQ, and I guess the qualifiers would take it too long because this man was about to smack this one back to 1952. Like he just got off work and the meatloaf was room temp. With that cockback, it wasn't even because it was cold. It was more of a stress reliever. Frank wasn't gonna allow that. Caught that man by the wrist like a cufflink. There was gonna be no James Brown activities going on while he was there. But one of the rules of the kumite was no fighting outside the tournament. And I don't know why Ray was standing 10 toes behind Frank, ready to get the mixing like pancake mix at Denny's. But the girl that was about to get smacked tried to stop the fight. Plot. You're the victim here. You have no say. So after using some talk no jutsu, he convinced him to participate in a game. Boop Gang, the coin game. Frank has to tickle the palm of his hands and take the coin before he closes it. And Frank gets the girl. But if he loses, they keep the girl. Betting with someone else's freedom is wild. But this year, Frank started channeling the art of flashback this early in the movie. So with this power up, Frank wins and get the girl. But why in the hell is she nosy? Talking about some, I'm just a reporter trying to report on this secret illegal martial arts tournament. And nobody telling me anything. Nigga, it's a legal secret. You are saying all the key points. She over here trying to be TMZ for a Bloodsport.
He said it.
But Frank catered for a dinner for her, and he was gonna spill the tea like a Starbucks worker with the shakes. So we know what he's taking, a dinner with Jay-Z or 500K. We know what he's taking. So the Squabble Mardi Gras begins, and they were really putting on a show for us. Niggas running with fire, really drawing our attention. See, it wasn't TikTok. They needed fire before his speech to make people really pay attention. The first match starts, and they was out there dancing around, throwing out kicks as if their hands were only decoration. But when this dude did use his hands, nigga had that man shooting blood like he was a crip. What is this? Nigga was like, stop, you're hurting me. No way he stepped onto the stage with this level of skill. Go sit down and drink a V8. Dude spent all his skill points on offensive kicks and no defense. Man in the blue shorts started feeling himself, moving like Prime Ali. No, doing that won't help you forget you're getting your ass beat. Okay, Mr. Gee was doing something, starting to land some of those kicks. Never mind. I think on the second serve and a kick serve blue shorts mukbanged, I would have been good. He's cheating. Man treating my best kicks like it was an eating contest. An insatiable appetite for feet. Lucky dude didn't start sucking his toes like Dan Snyder directed the scene. Blue shorts charged up from his meal, started beating on dude. Ref, you can stop it. Man's trapped in the genjutsu, so he doesn't even realize he was getting his ass beat, giving blue shorts the victory with a ring out. And this nigga was straight being an asshole. He was already laying in the dirt. You did not need to kick any on him. Like, I might have lost to that nigga, but I won't lose to you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? The second fight of the tournament started, and we finally get to see Ray, Frank's new bestie, step into the ring. And boy, they do not believe in the concept of a weight class. It just looked like snack time for Ray and nap time for his opponent. He must have read my script and took offense to it because he went out there squabbling, putting his heart and soul into those swings. I apologize, you might be a little starving. Eat him up with them hits.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
You would think he was a starving artist looking for a Billboard Top 100 with all them hits he was making. Damn, Ray, dude had him out there sucking his toes like he had Cheeto dust on him. The sound of being smacked smacked in the face with a foot has to be disrespectful. And I guess Ray's one of those, once he see red, he gets mad type of niggas. Using his nearly 3-inch height difference and 100 pounds in weight, you can channel Debo in, leading us to our next squabble. And this man's discipline is testosterone. He is built like he would slap someone in the face for taking his hat. But he had the audacity to strip down in front of other martial artists like they were gonna be like, muscles, he's special. Like his pecs are bigger than most plates from fancy restaurants. He will give you a corner of steak and a splash of mashed potatoes, then the bill be $300. If my plate doesn't look like this, I don't want to eat there. I need my money's worth. They got into the ring hitting their emotes. This dude seen the sheer size of this PED mukbanger and was trying to amp himself up. Like, look, I got muscles as well. You sure do, pal. You sure do. And Chung Lee started blowing his nose like, you nasty. We all gotta use that ring. I don't care how much pre-workout you was sniffing. I would have said it from the safety of my home, but just know, it would be said. I'm no bitch, just smart. After some bows of respect, it was squabble time. This man threw out a kick and all I heard was Chung Lee simply moved him back, had him reverse and hitting a jerk, damn near into the cat daddy. The entire time, no guard, just walking down on him like a father facing his misbehaving youth. And I don't know what the hell he did in there. All I know was it was effective. Confused the hell out of me and him. Had Buddy taking a nap, and he still hit him with an I got your nose and tossed him out the ring. Like, damn ref, help a nigga out. Beat his ass so fast, man got a world record. But we was on to the next bout, this time with our main character Frank. We get to see why he was doing all those splits. But I must say, that nigga Frank keep his comb over clean. Man must have to comb during the fight intermissions. His opponent tossed out some words. I don't know what he said. I think it was, now I'll show you a trick. Man, shut your goofy ass up. This wouldn't be as embarrassing if you didn't make the proclamation beforehand. His bravado tricked his ass into thinking he could run hands. Instead, he got his entire arm taken like Brian Mills' daughter. Except he didn't have a certain set of skills, unless it was getting beat on. Frank really smacked the martial arts out of him. He get passed out. He thought he signed up for Bloodsport and not to stand on the corner of Figueroa Boulevard, giving Frank the world record now. I don't know. This man was ended with 2 smacks and a stare down. I don't even know why he showed up. Got the gold smacked out his mouth. Had this nigga face lighting up like he was a nymphala, Peter and a piece of candy. After that, the boss damn near passed by in a flash. These people out there was performing a hot diggity dog stomp, damn near standing footsies, until Blue Pants got caught in an infinite combo straight from Xenoverse, unable to dodge, counter, nothing, until he got hit so hard he flew backwards in the opposite direction he was hit. Next we have, I was informed that this is a style known as the monkey style, and he got the win. But it was simply because this man's performance was more ass than watching a twerk contest done in bikinis. Man got his back straddled and head dribbled by a nigga that was more into rolling than squabbling. I'm sorry, watching these extra performances had me scratching my head like they had no business being there unless it was to serve some drinks after the bout. Their skills were equivalent to a football team's water boy. This one dude was smacking this man's ass with his foot, giving him a toe spanking before dribbling his head off his knee, then pushing the ref over to do nothing but lift him and drop him. My guy, there was no need. That was not tough. Ray secured himself another easy victory. Had that man cosplaying Jazz from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, it tasted nothing but air on his way out. The rest of the cannon fodder really lived up to their names. Nigga was pushed in his chest and was like, I don't know who his master is, but instead of testing Frank, everyone else needed them SATs because half these people would have flunked out. So after the first day of the tournament, Frank was pulled up on by the agents, sent to bring him back to the army base. But Frank wanted to finish the tournament and was feeling like Miles. I'm gonna do my own thing. Yes, sir! And we all need a friend like Ray. Met him a day ago and was already steering government agents for him. We all need one of him. But after all that running, Frank really worked up an appetite. Perfect, because he had a date with her. She's like Lois Lane but has a hard on about writing an article about the kumite and want Frank to sneak her inside. I'm like the opposite of boozy. Show me $1,000, I'll get you in that bitch. So the second part of the kumite is get ready to start. Now that the trash cans are mostly gone, hopefully the upcoming performances don't stink like the Shea Force during Streamer U, because I can't deal with any more Oscar the Grouch display of skills. I know half of them belts were bought off Amazon. I can make myself a black belt right now for $7.99 free shipping because I have Prime. It'll take no energy. The match started in low key, not being racist. I thought Chung Lee lost some muscles. I was about to say, oh no, get this man some muscle milk with a little bit of extra what Ron Garcia was having. Man was feeling a squabble, started moving his hips like, whoa, we are fighting, not fighting. That's enough swaying of the hips. And Reject Raul from Undisputed 3 tried standing there mad nonchalant, like it was too easy for him. Okay, never mind. I see where his calmness was coming from. I was under the assumption that trash day already happened, but it looks like someone forgot to put out one of their barrels. Dude spun only to have his thoughts knocked around his head straight into the WAP dance. He spun around, then got dropped. That's a wrenching ass punch.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
Man was struggling to get on his feet harder than a rapper selling their mixtapes on the street. Man got up hitting a pose. The pose he should be doing was supposed to be on a plane somewhere tropical. Fighting was not for him. He got one hit and thought he was on a track to success. Sorta like half the niggas who drop music on TikTok, only to be spun like Bono on a turntable. Nigga's skill set was only compatible to... You hate to see it. Unless you hate this man, then you love to see it. For the rest of the fight, he was taking shots like he needed them. He was so ass-man did anything to end the squabble. Frank was up next, and he was just putting feet to ass. He didn't even need a belt. Kicks was so hot, he couldn't even have his feet rest on the ground too long. This was just a warm-up for the main chorus for him. Man jumped before Frank and still lost the exchange. Take this nap and cook up a better game plan for the next kumite. Get out of here. The next squabble starts with Chung Lee getting hit so hard, it replayed 3 times. But 3 replays, and he didn't even stumble. It's crazy. My guy, leave the ring like a bride having second thoughts. You do not need to get married to the afterlife with the Grim Reaper officiating. That punch put a shock to Chung Lee's system, charging him up like Diddy and his baby oil. Made this man excited. He started tap dancing, eager for further violence. Chung Lee dipped in and out, weaving that punch like an old lady does a sweater. Then rung his inner thigh, had him out there hitting a stanky leg. Man, the moment someone has their leg wrapped around your arm like a pet snake during show and tell, yeah, go ahead, leave the room, get out that ring. Chung Lee's married to the idea of greater bodily harm. He's experimenting. No way you should turn into a Orochimaru mid squabble. I'm good. I made it damn near to the semifinals, aka I could squabble a little. That's enough. You would think it was over once he hit the Yamcha pose. Nope. He just kept getting back up. Even Ray had to look at Frank in confusion. Stay down. He stumbled to his feet only to smell this nigga hand straight into some R. Kelly lyrics. Oh my goodness, I can't even show it. But Chung Lee had this man looking like Spike from X-Men Evolutions. His bones should not be doing that. Frank was up next. And do you notice a dodger kick is not too much? Like, we get it. We see the vert. It's a spectacle. Man could have stepped back, deflected it. Nah, too simple. He wanted 2003 Rey Mysterio intro jump into the air. That alone would have me questioning his leg strength. But his opponent didn't have to wonder for too long. Had the back of his head smacked by Frank's foot like it was a palm. His brain blue screened for a second. He forgot how to stand up. And he wasn't even serious when he did, because for that, he could have just stayed down. Chung Lee got back into the ring. His next victim was this black dude. And victim he was. He was just letting things happen to him. Like he went in there solely to be punished. No fight back while he was turned on his stomach. I would hate to see this man in prison. Kick your legs out. Do something. Please. Look at his eyes rolling to the back of his head. The next fight happened. Listen, I don't know their names, but I'm gonna call them by their colors. Gold and black pants. We're out there spamming their best. Like that person who has one clean fit and you see it damn near every other day like a father with supervised visits. Only for the first clean hit to land to be a Waya, a move Tom castled in the 1940s. Neighbors with the squabble over cold meatloaf. Did not expect to see it in this movie. Surely dusted off an oldie and it was effective. Gold pants had to return the favor, interviewing dude's face with 4 knuckles. And I think Bobby Smurder might have been telling a story about this dude because I definitely seen him twirl. Then he dropped. Gold pants got back up only to be laid back down. Damn, Frank was back in the ring, but where the hell is Ray at? Anyway, his opponent was this man who tried to scare him with that clocket emote. Then the Undertaker. It was just out there spamming the left side of the D-pad. He was so nervous he didn't even know what to do. Man's dance routine lasted longer than the actual fight. One kick had him ass sliding like a dog with worms. Man stood up too fast, started swaying back and forth like Cardi B was his corner man. You could tell he was gone. Frank was out there barrel rolling. He was still standing there like he exhausted all his survival skills. Man got uppercutted by a foot. And then black dude lost. He was doing all that mega kneeing for no reason. Chung Lee back in the ring with another victim, victimizing. Had his arm twisted up like an Auntie Anne pretzel before winning with a flying knee. The matches were flying by, boy, I tell you. Frank was back in the ring against the guy who beat up Mr. Monkey style, and he finally had to take off his shirt. Things were heating up. Frank kicked this man in the chest, channeling some perfect stink meter. But this dude walked straight back into Frank's kicking range, as if the sample he had earlier wasn't enough. He couldn't tell if he was actually hurt or not. Needed some more face work like Zac Efron. Then had the audacity to be confused, like he didn't walk onto the set of kicking it. Nigga, put some guards up. Whoa, I didn't mean to put your guards up to do this. There is no way he thought a dragon ass mid squabble. He was tugging on Frank's leg like he wanted to see more. How much more flexible can you get? Whoa, calm down. Just straight ass tooting in the cam. A1 flexibility. Just a strange way to show it off. At least Chung Lee was excited. I swear, this was done for no reason because after punching the dude back, he stood up like nothing happened. Did Big Dude even have a plan after making him hit the splits? Now Frank started serving kicks left and right, but Big Dude didn't want them, just shrugging them off, grabbing both Frank's arms and twisting them, damn near juicing the muscle up the bone, leading him straight into his finisher, bear hug. hug. But you can't hug a man who hears the liberating hum of the Chris Benoit theme. As soon as he got free, hit this man with a Miralax palm. Peeped the face. That white ring was about to be brown. But I spoke too soon. The splits came back to aid Frank in his victory. Man stopped an entire lineage with a single punch. And now it was time for the next fight. And finally, Ray was back into the ring. It's just 2 battles against Chung Lee. Straight to the hospital he went. Now Frank officially has his op in the contest. It was time for the final showdown. But why did you have to take your pants off to fight me? That's what I'm wondering if I was Frank. But this man was trying to be disrespectful, wearing Ray's bandana on his leg. Frank started off feeding Chung Lee his toes. Dan Snyder would have been delighted by such an experience, but not Chung Lee. He told the nearest adult, grabbing the referee, tossing him in the middle, basically pleading for help. Frank was like, man, f that ref, jumped off his silk shirt like a trampoline and kicked Chung Lee in the chest. But hey, at least he helped him back up.
Oh my God, bro.
We don't believe you. We don't believe you. Frank was having a field day just spamming all type of feet attacks until damn. And that was only one. Had that man on the ground push-up form like he was attempting a president fitness test. Does anyone believe in the concept of guards in this movie? Never mind. Let me shut my mouth before I'm gassing for air like Frank. Had the man flying first class. No seat. Don't worry though. Frank got his get back, showing off that vert once again. Had that man smelling his feet in the ground when he took that knee. Okay, Ron Garcia, I see you. Man got so mad, had him charging up. No plan. Forgetting that Frank was damn near wearing the Buzz Aldrin 3s. Nigga can fly. Then he did this. I don't even know how to explain it. Nigga's flexible. Frank was having free range in his squabbles. Nothing was stopping him. Not even the bones in his leg. He started moving around Chung Lee guts faster than a Chung Bucket special. This is what he gets for talking tough in the beginning. Chung Lee was getting his ass beat so bad he had to whip out
pocket sand,
but still managed to get dropped. Get out the ring. At least cheat well. Never mind. Chung Lee started celebrating like he was good, doing the most, had Frank cosplaying Sonic, but it was wrapped the moment Frank started tweaking. Like, why are you watching bro meditate mid-match? You already cheated. Strike him. He waited until Frank reached his final form. This man had ultra instinct, observational hockey. He didn't even need to see anymore. He was on his ass like a fresh pair of boxer briefs. Frank started spamming spinning roundhouse kicks. Man did about 14 of those things. Straight into making Chung Lee his... Had that man saying he quit. Cheating and losing is worse than being the ass on Dolo regularly. Frank went to Hong Kong, made a friend, and beat some ass. If that's not a movie, I don't know what is. If you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching. Until next time.